Using double pencils is a really great way of getting to grips with how the broad edge works and how to maintain really crisp thicks and thins to give the beauty to calligraphy. So this is two pencils with the ends nice and level, the leads level, and bound together top and bottom with a bit of tape, or you could use an elastic band. And it's important to hold this. It's a little bit awkward to hold. Keep it in the fleshy part between finger and thumb and in the normal grip between these two. And maintain a rigid wrist so that you're not waggling and changing the angle of the nib to the writing line, the horizontal writing line. And let's say for foundation, we would have an angle, hold the pen mainly at 30 degrees. So if that's roughly half and we take a third off that, that's approximately 30 degrees there. And run your pencils up and down this and then parallel so that your left hand point covers what your right hand point has just done, so that you create a single line. This is called an axis stroke, and every stroke in foundation starts and finishes with an axis stroke. So try doing some zigzags, come up and then down opposite that, and that will give you the full width of your tool. Come up, and if you find that they're starting to split here, it's because you've changed direction from the direction that the 2 points are going in. So these simulate the two corners of the nib. So if you are holding here, try and imagine a straight edge and where that would go to. So imagine that in your mind's eye and head for that, and you should be able to maintain a single line. If, however, you go too steeply or too flat, you'll find that the points split and you'll get a nasty thick line for your axis strokes. So the first thing, try the zigzags and try and maintain these nice and steadily across the page. Don't swing and separate or go too steeply or too flat. So keep it going nice and steady, keep your wrist solid so that the pencils stay at the same angle. Now, given that all the strokes in foundational start and finish with an axis at 30 degrees, try doing these strokes. So this is going from left to right to enter. This is coming from right to left to enter, and finish them off so that you get these coming together in a nice thin axis stroke. Then try coming horizontally across and up. Now this is a lovely, elegant mark, but don't try to make it happen because you don't need to. Trust your tool and allow it to do it for you. And you can also come back the other way, that way. And then, because in foundational we tend to pull the pen rather than push the pen for strokes, an O, for instance, will be created with two separate halves that join onto each other, but this is at 30 degrees and all these axes are at 30 degrees, so that when you start here and you come back around there, they should finish in a nice neat axis stroke there. And in fact, when you look at that, just one side or one O there, it's akin to the foundational skeleton form that we make to create our skeletons of the letters to understand the proportions. So here we have a symmetrical arch to our N, and if we were doing that in double pencils, we can come down here and across and down. Now you'll notice that these don't finish up. So you can make double pencils in different sizes. You can put things between them to widen them out. You can shave bits off right down to the lead to get a small tool. And of course that will give you a very small letter. And I have one here that is fashioned at a width that is similar to another tool, and what that does is enable you to see how, although these may not finish off as they would normally with a pen, if you take a tool that is approximately the same width, you'll see how this does make a mark the same as a pen, and how when you do it in ink, it will finish off nice and neatly. And so what these help you to see is whether you are using these successfully to get a lovely fine axis stroke at the top and bottom, or whether it's gone a bit thick and ungainly. Because when you do that with a pen, you lose the elegance of the thicks and thins, because it goes like that instead of a lovely crisp entry and exit stroke. You can also use double pencils to great advantage in terms of designing other letters. Now this has a couple of sticks to separate them even further, and you might want to be designing some letters for drawing or for embossing or for gilding, and so you use these in just the way you would a great big tool, and then you can outline those or cut them out depending on the application that you're wanting them for. And it gives you a tool that works the same as a broad edge,